braja jana ranjana Yamuna tira vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Shyama Sundara Radha Shyama Sundara Radhe Jaya Lalita Vishaka Jaya Radhe Shyam Lalita Vishaka Jaya Radhe Shyam Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. So now we'll chant Premadvani prayers where everyone should bow down on the ground. Jaya Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Stotara Sata His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT Founder Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Okay, Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 3, entitled Karma Yoga. And we are looking at text 4 today. So we'll recite the verse. Na karmaṇām anārambhān naiṣkarmyaṁ puruṣo śnute. Na ca sannyasanād siddhiṁ samadhigacchati. Na karmaṇām anārambhān naiṣkarmyaṁ puruṣo śnute. Na ca sannyasanād siddhiṁ samadhigacchati. Na karmaṇām anārambhān naiṣkarmyaṁ puruṣo śnute. Na ca sannyasanād siddhiṁ samadhigacchati. Karmaṇām anārambhān naiṣkarmyaṁ puruṣo śnute. Na ca sannyasanād siddhiṁ samadhigacchati. Na karmaṇām anārambhān naiṣkarmyaṁ puruṣo śnute. Sannyasanād siddhiṁ samadhigacchati. Anārambhān naiṣkarmyaṁ puruṣo śnute. Siddhiṁ samadhigacchati. Anārambhān naiṣkarmyaṁ puruṣo śnute. Sannyasanād siddhiṁ samadhigacchati. Karmaṇām anārambhān naiṣkarmyaṁ puruṣo śnute siddhiṁ samadhigacchati. Word for word translation. Na, not. Karmaṇām, of prescribed duties. Anārambhāt, by non-performance. Naiṣkarmyaṁ, freedom from reaction. Puruṣaḥ, a man. Aśnute, achieves. Na, nor. Cha, also. Sannyasanād, by performing renunciation. By renunciation. Eva, simply. Siddhiṁ, success. Samadhigacchati, attains. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada ki. So please repeat after me. Not by merely abstaining from work can one achieve freedom. Everyone should say, can one achieve freedom? You also. Can one achieve freedom? Yes, like this. Participate. Otherwise, mind goes somewhere, no? From reaction. That's everyone together. Okay, nor by renunciation. Alone. Can one, better letters than never. Alone, yes. Can one attain? Perfection. Good. Purport. Also by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada ki. The renounced order of life. Shall we repeat purport? It's good to memorize purports also, because they are law books for 10,000 years, and every lawyer should know the law book. It's good. The renounced order of life. We do? No. Okay, we'll do maybe another time. The renounced order of life can be accepted when one has been purified by the discharge of prescribed form of duties, which are laid down just to purify the hearts of materialistic men. Without purification, one cannot attain success by abruptly adopting the fourth order of life, sannyasa. According to the empirical philosophers, simply by adopting sannyas or retiring from fruitive activities, one at once becomes as good as Narayan. But Lord Kṛṣṇa does not approve this principle. Without purification of heart, sannyas is simply a disturbance to the social order. On the other hand, if someone takes to the transcendental service of the Lord, even without discharging his prescribed duties, whatever he may be able to advance in the cause is accepted by the Lord, buddhi-yoga. Sv-alpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even a slight performance of such principle enables one to overcome great difficulties. Om ajnanatirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurun militam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So yes, we read the translation again. Not by merely abstaining from work can one achieve freedom from reaction, nor by renunciation alone can one attain perfection. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Dashitarine. Yes, so basically the conversation with Arjuna, between Arjuna and Krishna, has started, and Arjuna is still showing his role of being confused of what is better to do, to engage in the service for Krishna or to renounce. What is better? So then Krishna is, and he actually, Arjuna admits, he says, buddhi moha yasi, that my intelligence are bewildered by you. Buddhim, intelligence, and moha is, madness. So his mind is bewildered. He has no power now to discriminate. So he's asking Krishna. So he says that there are two types of people. One type like devotional service, they are attracted by devotional service. Another type is not attracted by devotional service. So, and then he says so he says that there are two types of people. So then he starts explaining in this verse 3-4 the abstaining, what to do, what is a characteristic of abstaining from the work. And what Krishna says, that just by not doing anything, one is not actually attaining freedom from reaction. Yes? So this is not a solution. And by renunciation only, one also is not able to attain perfection. So the Prabhupada here explains in Purport that what is a problem is just a mere renunciation, is said that if the heart is not purified, then that kind of renunciation is a disturbance for the society. But not only for society, it actually is disturbance for the person, him or herself. Because mind is not peaceful, and the attachment for Krishna in impure heart cannot arise. That's why in the next verse Krishna also explains that one is helplessly forced to act according to the material nature. One is helplessly forced to act. One cannot do nothing even for a moment. Yes. Either by gross or subtle body, we always engage in some kind of activity. So there is no such a, actually, state when we don't do, when we can completely abstain from reaction. And every action we do does what? Produce reaction. Even if we sit, only sit. Yeah? It's described just by our breathing. We are killing so many small living entities. So this reaction is coming to us. So then we get scared. Oh, so what am I supposed to do? How I should live? Underwater? Without breathing? So what am I supposed to do? Still, even you hide wherever you want to hide. You are obliged to your ancestors, demigods, sages, anything. But there is one person who is free. And that person, Srila Prabhupada also later writes in a purport, is someone who takes to the transcendental service of the Lord. And if he does it, he may do it even without discharging prescribed duties. So this type of service, person who is engaged in transcendental service, this is the only person who doesn't get any reaction for any activity. That's why there are described in Bhagavad Gita, there is karma, akarma, and this akarma, which is not, this is like inaction. Because what action means, which produce reaction. So devotional service, even there is activity, it is inaction because it doesn't have any reaction. Because everything is given to Krishna. So the purification comes in that way. So, also not by renunciation alone one can attain perfection. So what is perfection? Perfection?
Love for Krishna.
Love for Krishna. So renunciation alone cannot give us love for Krishna. But renunciation is a sub-product of that bhakti of love for Krishna. Because the more a person is attracted to Krishna, the more the person will be indifferent to other aspects of existence, like material world, for example. In fact, for such a person, the material world doesn't exist even, because everything around this person sees as a paraphernalia to worship the Supreme Lord. Like when we go home, we have our altar and we have a little plate of arti. When we offer arti, we have some plate with some small katoris, sometimes silver, sometimes brass, sometimes other metal. And we treat them as sacred item. No? We keep them clean, we keep them in separate place, we don't give them to children to play. It's a sacred item. the same as Lord, this sacred item, this small plate is sacred item. But the same looking plate, I eat, then I'm not treating it the same way. But actually, it is the same material. Somebody eats from metal, stainless steel plate, someone eats from brass plate also at home. So what is the difference? The plate is the same plate. What is the difference? Difference because, yes, we offer it to Krishna. And where is the difference actually? The difference is in our mind. Because plate is the same. But one in our mind we consider Krishna's plate, and another is not Krishna's plate. So we create that duality in the mind. Why another plate is not Krishna's plate? Everything comes from Krishna. Yeah? Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Everything comes from Krishna. He is the owner of all planets. Sarva loka maheshwaram. He will not own the plate which I eat from. That plate, anything in this world is this described in Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Anything in this world is meant to worship the Lord. So the pure devotee, this type of devotee which is described here, the one who takes to the transcendental service, the transcendentalist, the ananya bhakta, is seeing the world that way. So for that type of person, there is actually no material world. For that type of person, there is no renunciation as such. Renunciation is automatic. Renunciation for that person is automatic. It is a sub-product of his bhakti. It is a sub-product of his transcendental vision, the sub-product of his love for Krishna. That's why renunciation alone cannot stand. Sometimes people renounce because they get hopeless in this material world. A poor man had a bed. Bed got old and broke, and he has no money to buy a new bed. So then he creates a philosophy, what the need of bed? It's better always to sleep on the floor anyway. So he renounced the bed, which was useless, old, and actually disturbing. And now he became very austere. I'm sleeping on the floor. But actually, this type of renunciation is not a renunciation. It's just a desperate situation. You lost your hope of sleeping in a bed. So to feel better, you philosophize about how good is sleeping on a floor. No? So someone lost hope to enjoy in this material world. Okay, I'll become a sannyasi. So this renunciation alone cannot give anyone a perfection. So renunciation, detachment, comes as a sub-product of bhakti, a sub-product of transcendental vision. This is an actual, real renunciation. Because what do person actually want to renounce? I was enjoying so nicely, and that enjoyment creates pain. I don't like the pain, but I cannot get enjoyment without the pain. So let me not enjoy. At least I'll get some prestige that I have renounced enjoyment. At least I will feel good in my mind that now I'm detached. But this is actually like twisted thinking. That just because I don't like the suffering, which is the other part of a coin of enjoyment, I will renounce also enjoyment. But what is enjoyment? Where is enjoyment? Who is an enjoyer. There is no such a thing as it to enjoy. There is nothing to enjoy in this material world. Because if we take something from the material world and enjoy, we are thieves and criminals. Because this is not meant for us. Any single thing in the material world is a paraphernalia to worship Krishna. I had a friend, I stayed in her house, and she had old father. And old father could not understand anything. Anytime he wanted to drink, he took deity's cup and he drank from that cup. And she changed a new cup, and he again went there and took that cup. And she changing every time cup and only scolding that father, said, how many cups I can now you buy every time you come and take the same cup? And his father is just looking and still don't understand anything. Very old man, hardly could move. So we get scolded if we take Lord's property. If we want to enjoy Lord's property, we get chastised, we got scolded, we got punished. But where is not Lord's property? Anything what does not belong to Lord. Can anyone show such a thing? So where is the question of enjoyment? It's just a criminal act. Then okay, let's all give it all up. We cannot enjoy, then we'll give it up. But that is a mad person's talk. The mad person's talk. What you can give up, what you can give away, what you can renounce if you don't have anything. Actually, I have fully renounced this camera. I don't need it anymore. But I never even had it. You are laughing because I'm talking nonsense. I'm talking mad things. So anything we want to renounce in this world is mad. We never owned anything. So what to do with the things? So many things, look, this, here. What to do with it? Neither we can enjoy, neither we can give up. What's am I supposed to do with this? We engage in Lord's service. Anything and everything, including our body, which it's not ours, including our mind, which is not ours, including our intelligence, which is not ours, and even our false ego is not ours. Nothing is ours. Everything comes from Krishna, and it's given to us as a quota for us to serve the Lord. So whatever comes on our way, it is a Krishna's gift to serve Him. It is Krishna's gift to us to serve Him. Can you imagine? We are all prisoners. We are here in a prison house. We committed some crime and we are stuck in this cell of this body. What right prisoner has? Nothing. But Krishna is so nice that even while being in this prison house, He gives us so many nice things for His worship, which is actually our only hope. Yeah? So therefore, anything what we meet in our lives, has only one purpose: to worship the Lord, to engage in Lord's service, and nothing is ours. Our children are not ours. Our parents are not ours. Nobody is no one's child, and no one is no one's wife or husband. Nobody owns anybody. It is all meant for Krishna's service. It is described, the beautiful analogy, how do we meet together? It's like now rainy season will start. Any moment, no? Today already was thundering. And Yamuna will overflood. Yes, last year, where did she came to Goshala Gate? No? And what was not there in that water? Empty bottles, chappal, grass, anything was in that water flowing together with the whole stream. Everything was on a street, was flowing in that water. And they're flowing, sometimes one chappal meets with one bottle, then one bottle meets with one paper, one plastic bag meets with one straw. And that's how we meet in this world. And then a chappal meets with a bottle, and they sing, oh, we are eternally together, my beloved. No? And then another wave comes, poof, separate. And where is our ignorance coming from to get attached and think it is something mine? Now suddenly the bottle is starting saying, oh, this was my chappal, and chappal saying, this was my paper bag. No? Nothing like this. It is just tossed and turned by the waves of Yamuna. The same by the waves of the time, of the material energy, of karma, of planets, or all those who control everything. It's all made, the movements are made, and living entities meet and separate. So during that short meeting, we can engage each other in Krishna's service. And engage ourselves in Krishna's service. That is a renunciation. That is a renunciation. It is said that in the first part of the Purport, Prabhupada speaks about, specifically about sannyas. It is fourth order of Varna Ashrama, and it says that one can attain, one can accept a sannyas only when one's mind, when one, not man, doesn't say mind, one has been purified by discharge of different prescribed duties. So the different prescribed duties are there, which is meant to purify the person. And purification means what? Purify from what? From rajas and tamas. Because really what contaminates is the lower modes, and even sattva guna is a contamination. It's later on in Bhagavad Gita is described that prema, the love of God we mentioned in the very beginning, the goal of life, the perfection. But perfection means that it is a pure state. So every living entity is inherently has love of God. It is a intrinsic nature of jiva. This is nothing externally obtained. But when, it is described in Bhagavad Gita, when that love of God is covered by passion, the Raja Guna, then lust arises. And when that same thing is covered by Tamaguna, the wrath, anger arises. So now you know, someone is angry on you, you think, oh, the prayer is in prema, only covered by Tamaguna. So don't mind. Because through actually emotion, that emotion is actually that same emotion. Just because it's coming through the filter of a certain mode, it appears in a distorted way. But actually is nothing wrong with emotion. The object is only misunderstood, we can say. So, purification, like it said here, to be purified. The purification means to be freed from at least rajas and tamas. That means purification. So one should become purified from these modes. Like it said that all these prescribed duties are laid down to purify the hearts of materialistic men. So one should purify himself, and then the sannyas is acceptable. Otherwise, without undergoing that type of purification, when the still rajas means lust and tamas means anger, are there in a heart. So that type of sannyas, it's how you call it? Disturbance, yes, here it's mentioned. So, simply disturbance to the social order. But, Srila Prabhupada says, if someone takes to the transcendental service of the Lord, even without discharging his prescribed duties, whatever he may be able to advance in the cause is accepted by the Lord. Because the devotional service, being in similar nature to Krishna, is purifying himself. So there is no necessity, there is no need to actually undergo any kind of purificatory processes separately just to start devotional service. We have to start devotional service now. And don't stop for 24 hours. And when 24 hours finish, then start again for next 24 hours. And then just continue. So, then it's said that even a slight performance, we talk about 24 hours, but some person may not be able to do that. So, even slight performance of such principle enables one to overcome great difficulties. So, difficulties in the life is janma mrityu jara vyadi. So this type of small, slight performance of devotional service enables to overcome these great difficulties that no material arrangement is able to overcome. Yes, so transcendental service is purifying, and its effect is everlasting. Its effect is everlasting. Therefore, it is described in Srimad Bhagavatam also that even if somebody gives up everything and takes to devotional service due to sentiment, not actually understanding what it means, have not much understanding of philosophy, like because we say religion without philosophy is sentiment. So if we take up in devotional service based on a sentiment that was mentioned in Bhagavatam, then it means that there is no much philosophical grounding on that. So it means that it can very quickly get abandoned also due to weakness of personality, weakness of the heart. So, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because that even small performance of devotional service will get eternally carried by the soul, and it will never be lost. So, effect of devotional service is everlasting. So that is a very important point to understand and have faith, because actually the faith means, the shraddha means to accept that there is nothing else for me to do except serve the Lord. There is no other engagement in my existence except service to Krishna. And actually, there is Srila Prabhupada in his class of chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita and verse 21, in his class he said, because their Lord is addressed as Achyuta, who never falls. And he says in that class that devotee can also be Achyuta when he engages in pure devotional service without failure. Otherwise, without devotion, a person is vichyuta, a fallen. So Prabhupada said, one who is not attached to devotional service is actually fallen. Because only in a devotional service, only when jiva is situated in devotional service, that time jiva is not fallen, because this is the only function prescribed for a living entity, for the soul, to serve the Lord. Like this microphone we take, and there is this handle. What is the purpose of this handle? To make sure to serve the whole arrangement, to serve the whole. So every jiva is also being part and parcel of the Lord. The jiva's only duty is to serve the whole. So if we remove this thing and we put there, the cleaner will come and take and throw. It is just a rubbish. It has no use, because it has separated from its purpose to serve the whole, this microphone arrangement. So the same way, the soul, which is not serving Krishna, is the same as this piece lying there on ground. A master. Many times we may think that service may just, anything I like to do, something I will like to do, that is my seva. Today I went to Rupa Goswami's Samadhi and I swept for 5 minutes. Today I did seva. Then tomorrow I went to Varshana and I swept there, or I picked some flower. So this is very sentimental, vague understanding of devotional service. We actually have to dedicate ourselves to a master. That's why Prabhupada always describes that there is this bhakti angas have to be performed under the guidance of bona fide spiritual master. And there is always a service authority which is a representative of that spiritual master. So basically, the main aspect of service is that we accept the master. It is activity what we do, but this activity should be delegated through the master. That makes that situation of a servant complete. Otherwise, it is sentiment. Of course, we read that even a little bit it also works, but there is no that full surrender. It is actually still contaminated with our own enjoyment. I feel like doing this, I feel like doing that. Yeah? So the surrender is a very important part. And surrender is the symptom of our faith. If we have faith, we surrender. If we have faith in bhakti, that I only need to do bhakti, means as a soul, I have understood I am a soul. So as a soul, I am a servant. Because what is my identity? I am a servant. So where is a servant without a master? So I need to have a master. This is faith. And if I am situated in that way, I know that now I am situated like that, and I can have some hope for siddhiṁ samadhigacchati. Siddhiṁ samadhigacchati. Attainment of perfection. So we have to be attached to devotional service to the Lord in a prescribed way, under the guidance of seniors. And yes, so the situation should be, we should be attached. Otherwise, how Prabhupada describes, we are vichyuta. a fallen state. So we don't need to be fallen. We are fallen, but we don't need to be. So there is a hope to get out of fallen situation by attaching ourselves to a service. So, Hare Krishna. If anybody wants to express, please do it. I am here and I want to hear what you will say. Yes, Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.